Hey folks, welcome back to Dutch Modeling with another inbox review made possible by ICM. I'd really like to thank them for providing me with this review sample. And this is the Soviet Six-wheeled army truck, model kit number 35001 and 1-35. On the side you got some write-up, which you want to see probably. You can pause and read it. Here on the side there's more box art. Here's some pictures with the color callouts, which isn't a lot of course, and more of the front. Nice drawing and typical Russian, a lot of mud. So let's open it and we can practice on it because it's not easy. Fold open box, and here it is. All in one plastic bag, and the instruction booklet, which is nice and thick. This aside, and let's start with the instructions. Again, you can see the subject, the write-up in Ukrainian or Russian. I don't know if there's a difference, and then in English, as well as the technical data here. Color callouts are in Ravel and Tamiya, and here are some markings. The tackles will come to later. And you got multiple sprue maps here, as you can see, nice big, numbered, lettered. See, nice. The work starts with getting the chassis together. All kinds of little stuff that goes on the chassis. Winch, transmission, beams, and looks like that the leaf springs are molded on. I will see that in a second. Then two sides go together. This will be the front that goes on. Part of the engine, part of the axles, axles on the other side with the suspension, bumper. Building up with the engine, multiple parts, nicely detailed by the looks of it. With the fan on the front, drivetrain on the back, or drive shaft, sorry. So it goes on, everything. Radiator goes on, and this thing will be the cover for the radial fan. Radiator fan, if you can see, this is better. Exhaust system, muffler and piping everything goes on here, as you can see, and nicely worked inside the chassis. The drive shaft with the axles going down here, and all being placed nicely on the chassis again. For the steering, again, drive shaft, all built up, different axles being built up here. Okay, for some reason they have two different axles, but they both call it 48, probably step 48. Okay, yeah, you have to choose here between two different types of axle, one with the ball end and one with the pin. I'm guessing if you got the ball end, you got it movable, but they don't tell you what the difference is. So this is kind of strange. But I'm guessing that this part will be movable and this part will be stationary or static. So there is a difference, but it's the only differences. can see there and there. Drive shaft, axle all go down, and this will be a bottom plate. So make sure when it bottoms out, it doesn't destroy your axle right away. Stowage, extra bars, suspension, steering arms. These are air tanks for this system for the brakes and everything. There are air brakes. This looks like to be the diesel tank. Yeah. Mud flaps. Everything will be placed here. Here's your diesel tank and your air cylinders. And this is the other side. Exactly the same. Mud flaps, everything. Wheels with the wheel hubs. Spare wheel plus holder. That goes in between here. There's only 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is strange. Why? What you... Okay. Okay, I get it now. They're basically all the same. It's just because those wheels have the thread, they got a rolling direction. They need to roll that way, and therefore you must interchange which side the cap is. So you have to be careful with that you don't mix them up. This is, like I said, the holder for the spares. Here you're gonna build up the seats. Wheels go on or not. The flooring of the cabin, seats being built up and everything. Yeah, seats being placed, doors go on. This is the back of the cabin being placed, made and put on. This is the underside of the cab, the dash, the front, lights. Window, dash, and it all comes together this way. That's the easiest way. This makes it very easy to paint as well. Steering wheel goes in. That's the roof with 3 lights and a hatch. Door, that's the window and the sides, handles, and the window crank. The door handle and the ring mirror. Door goes on, but you have to cut those off first. Or okay, if you want the door open or closed, you have to cut those off. Open, you have to put them on and put them in open position. So that's a cool thing that they give you that chance. The other side of the door, same story, different side. The exhaust stack goes up. Searchlight, window wipers, extra parts for underneath the cab. This is for the flatbed, all the chassis being built up. Going underneath the flatbed itself. These are the side railings with the wooden inserts. They go on the sides of the flatbed. This is the back, this is the front, goes on. Storage, mud flaps, that's basically it. Mud flaps on the other side. Lights, license plate holder, jerry cans, and it goes on the chassis. Then the cap goes on the chassis with all of our doors open, and it's done. This is how it looks with all of our doors open. And you can even tip it over, as you can see, so you can show off the engine, which is very cool. And here's one color call out, and it's differently. The only difference is that there are a different color of decals on there, so it's basically the same. Onto the screws. It's going to be a little bit noisy. This side. So here's a little bag here with wheels. Taking one out will be enough. And they are, well, not very hard, but definitely not soft. You can play with these a little bit. That's a good thing. As you can see, the thread is very nice. There are no manufacturer markings on the sides, but still very nice looking. It will be so nice. There it is. See a little bit of an ejector mold out, but you can get it out. And these are the sides. So, and you got a lot of these, 7 in size. They look good. You can play with them. Then we got here most of the part of the flatbed. Only very tiny ejector pin marks on the bottom, but they are very tiny. It's supposed to be a wood lock, but it's only a lock. There is no texture on it. That's a bit of a shame. The same goes on the sides. It's a little bit left over. There's not even flash. Ejector pin marks are very wisely placed. This goes underneath and on the inside of the flatbed, and it's just there where you connect it to the plastic. There's a very tiny ejector pin on. So that's it's very smartly done. Yeah, this looks very good. You can't see any flaws so far. So see a bit of the plastic. Actually like doing them bits better during the daytime. I don't have to play with the light so much. Get very better lighting than then. Let's see. That's the whole flatbed. If you don't know, you can picks up on the grooves, but I don't think it will. Turn it around. Oh, there go some spare tracks. More small stuff here. See, there the sides, and it picks up on the grooves. I'm guessing if you want the wood texture there, you have to make it yourself. But plastic looks clean, so that's a good thing. Clear parts, which I actually will show you, because the windows actually need to be clear, of course. And they are very clear. There's no distortion. Let's see if I can. I don't know if you can. Like this, so you can actually see the text. And I need the grey one. That's too light. This better. This is better. Okay, this is the. Can keep reading it through. There it is. There's no distortion, as you can see, except if, of course, that's how clear the clear parts are. It's a good thing. That's nice, very nice. We got exhausts, the steering wheel, modern steering wheel, axle parts, exhaust parts. This is the fan for the radiator fan, shifter, gear shifter, a lot of drivetrain parts. Look good. And there's some grip detail on the other side of the steering wheel, so that's a nice detail. So yeah, this is nice. Nice looking plastic again. What detail there is. Zoom in for a bit. A small start there. Oh, gear shifter there, part of the suspension. There's one of the axles. Turn it around. There's small stuff. The exhaust with the muffler. And then here again. More. There's the fan and the steering wheel. You can see, let's see, clearly the detail on the steering wheel there. So yeah, good looking. Detailing on the rivets and bolts and everything is very nice. I am impressed so far. Engine. I suspect this should be connected, but it doesn't really matter. This is a chassis bar. This is the other chassis bar. Parts for the. I think these are parts for the air tanks. These are the fuel tanks. Leaf spring suspension. Engine parts. Axle parts, drive shaft, again air, bumper, front bumper, all kinds of small stuff, winch. So there's a lot of going on this one. Radiator. There's only detail on one side for really. But again, very smartly, if there are, they are very smartly placed. The ejector pin marks, I can almost see none. Even on the bigger parts like the chassis beams here. Only a couple, and if they're placed in places where you glue something in. And that's a good thing. The belts from the engine here look nice. Yeah. Small detail. Oh. It's the chassis bar. Some more details. Oh, there it is. The back hatches, part for chairs. Oh, that's too much light. And turn it around like this for a bit. Show you all small stuff, engine parts. Oh, almost. Let's try another one. Yeah, you got some. The engine itself. The fuel, air cylinders, the winch, and then the most interesting parts are these, I guess. Actually, the engine parts, the radiator, and that's really it. What's on here? Then you've seen everything. So it's a big spool. We got a couple of small ones now, but they're all the same. Basically, these are the hubcaps for the wheels with pressure indicators. So one set. There it is. And this is the other side. It's not very interesting. Well, you need them anyhow, so there. And then this is the final sprue with all the cabin stuff, basically seats, front, rear, top, doors, bottom, underside of the cabin, mud flaps, jerry cans, parts for the drivetrain, dash, and stack. That's it basically. All looks good. On the inside, it's all clean. Yeah, it looks all clean. Steps are clean. Yeah, looks good, looks nice. This one broke off, but that's not really a problem. Mud flaps look very nice, detailing in there is very good. Seats look good, so yeah. A little show again. And as you can see, all pretty big parts. I have to lower it a little bit. You see mud flaps, flooring, underside. Oh, 1 second please. Back again. Was it work? Sure, turn it around so you can see the stuff I throw on the bench. There are the seats. It covers basic. Go in. Back plate, the front. I'm stuck. There we're not anymore. Frames for the doors. And there again, mud flaps, and the inside, and this we already seen. So, and this was the final sprue. The only thing left are the decals, and they are looking good, color-wise. Everything is readable, as much as I can read Russian. The decal set for the dash and the speed limit. And what these are, I don't know what those mean. So number plates. Do a lot with them. They're a bit shiny. Except for the number plates, they are dull for some reason. But they look good. Oh, you can see here. So I don't think there will be a problem. We'll see when it's over. So come on, work. Thank you. And that was the final thing, as far as I know. Put it back in the box. The lid back on the box. And that concludes the review of the Soviet six-wheel army truck by ICM. Doesn't look to be too hard of a build. Nice and easy going. A lot of weathering. It's a lot with this one. You can see they even depicted it in the mud. So I don't the building and don't think the building and the painting will be the hardest part. The most fun will be the weathering with this one, because you can really go to town with mud and stuff like that. The option to actually have the doors open and the cabin tilted forward gives it a ton of dial options for breakdowns, repairing, all that sort of stuff. So that's a very cool addition to the kit. And all in all, I would say, yeah, it looks very good. It's a nice kit, so yeah. Well, that concludes. I hope you liked it and hope to see you soon. Subscribe if you not have yet, and comment down below. So, see you. Bye bye.